Hello. Today I'm going to show you how to use watercolors, and I've got a little subject matter here that my friend Diane wants to use, and so I sketched this out, and I used Arteza watercolor paper, and it's really cool because you can buy this paper and it's thick enough that you can fold it like this to make almost like a frame so that you can hang it if you want to. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to paint a little picture of the dog in the little garden. And the first thing that you want to do is you want to do your sky. And I use a mop brush, and this is like a mop brush, and you get the sky wet. So we're going to be painting wet in wet. That's when you make the paper wet, and then when you come in with the color, wet. Okay, so I'm wet, and what I want to do now is, I think I'm going to use the mop brush again. I'm just squeezing it off a little bit. Not too much, because, you know, you have to be very careful about making big blobs of paint. And I've got paint, and I squeeze these little bottles. They're just precious, and they're very dense. So the pigment is very heavy. So you use very little, and you get a lot out of them if you use them right. So this is what I am doing to get my sky, the color of my sky. And you have to be careful again, because, you know, this watercolor will it automatically stains the paper. And you don't have to get it 100%, you know, because the sky is not 100%. We have clouds and everything. But I thought I would put a little bit of sunshine in. So I'm washing off my brush. And now I'm going to get some yellow, which I have in a little, I don't have enough in my little bin, but I'm going to use this yellow paint. And this comes with a watercolor kit that I bought. You see, I have all kinds of watercolors in here. I just think this is the best way to paint because I discovered it. I used to use the little pads, and you didn't always know what you were getting, and you had to rub and rub and rub. I just think this is more predictable, but it depends. Everybody, you know, likes their own thing. So now I'm painting some sunshine coming down. Just kind of streaky. And I think I may put a little bit more blue over that, because I don't want it to, I still want to have a nice blue sky coming in there. I hope you can see everything. This is just the best camera angle that I can get right now. I do not have expensive setups, which I want someday. Okay, so maybe just a little bit more blue here. If I can find my azure blue. Let's see. I'm going to try phthalo blue. Break that open. That's a little... Phthalos tend to be on the dark side. When you hear of all these phthalo green, phthalo, all different phthalo blue, phthalo this and that. They're usually a darker pigment. I love the phthalos. Some people hate them. I don't know why they hate them. They're beautiful, and they can be difficult to work with because uh, they're so heavily, it's a heavy dark color. So that's going to be my background. And I've got flowers there. I'm just going to kind of brush around them. And sometimes you can add water to this if you really want to water it down, but I use a spray bottle and I spray inside these little cups. Now some people use those little indented things. That's fine too, whatever you want. Now I'm going to paint the dog, and I do have some brown mixed up here. We're going to have a little brown dog. And let's see, this is a good watercolor brush to have. You get it wet, and depending on how dark you want him to be too, you take a look at what, watch what you're doing here. And I think I want to outline him a little bit. I don't know if this is a him. I think it's a her because I put some flowers in her hair. So, and this is how you use white. The white of the paper. Make sure you pay attention to that when you want some light to come in. That's when you use the white. I'm going to do the nose. So let's say we have light coming in. We've got a brown dog, and there's some light shining on him. So I'm going to take some of the this, lighten up here, and let the chest be a little lighter. And that will create light. We'll see the dark, how it, when you have something wet and you put a heavy color in it, it just starts to spread. And that's one of the troubles that people have with watercolors. And so now let's do the eyes. We want a little brush, and I do have some black in here that I will use. I want to make sure this is very important. There. That we have some you want to have control, and watercolor is the paint that you have the least control over until you get really good, which I'm still not very good. Now I want to do green, and I want to do I think I will do the flowers, and I want to have some nice bright red flowers. I had some pink mixed up here, but I think I'm going to use some of the orchid, this orchid color, to make my flowers. And see, now I'm just going to dab. I'm not sure, I don't think I like that brush very much. It's very hard to get a good brush with a nice skinny tip. This one may be a new one, and so I'm going to, and now let's say I wanted to have some iris there. These are just, I don't know, meadow flowers. garden flowers, what have you. And I wanted to have some orchids, so I'm going to mix some yellow and make a few of those. You know, and some of the orchids, you know, they have the multicolor. They'll have some purple running through it, like on the top like this. And then they'll have the yellow wash off. And then find my yellow. Let's see if I can get this to work. There we go. And yeah, you can let some of that color run. This is just a quickie video showing you generally, very basically, how to use watercolor. Now I need green. I'm going to have green for my grass and for my flowers, stems. And you don't have to be too fussy. So, there we go. Now put some of these little squiggly parts of the stem there, the leaves. You can do as much detail as you want. You know, it's up to you. I want to have little leaves up here. So I'm just going to dot the leaves. Dot, dot, dot. Very easy. If you have any questions, send them to me. Diane, call me. I'll do something different. You know, I will do something more sophisticated if you want, but this is a start. It's just kind of getting used to the medium. I just don't know how much of this you've done. And then we'll put a little bit, we'll make tree trunk. So I had the green on that brush, but you know, the brown is so much darker, it's not going to matter. So I did not wash it off. Now I could do a wash on this tree and it would look real nice. So I might try to get a little wash going there so that I have some water movement. I always love making these big blobs because you just never know what you're going to come up with. So, all right. You just have to get bold and get out there and do it. Now I would say I'm going to do a little more of the face. Little doggy's face. She looks a little sad. I think she might want a home. I don't know. And then we've got color. Let's put some red color. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. She's got some flowers. And she does have eyebrows too, so I'm going to go back to get a little brown in there. Make her look even sadder. Give her some markings and show the light coming in on her. These aren't all markings. Some of this is natural light. You know, she might be an all brown dog, but you will have light coming in on the dog. So it's always, you know, especially if you're painting a specific dog for consignment or whatever, you know, you've gotta make the dog look like the right dog. I'm gonna put a little bit more black. I'm gonna define these nice big sad eyes here. And her nose is going to make that a little dark too. So, and we'll finish up with the tree. Put some more leaves in the tree. Just dotting. Whoops. It's good to get light and dark dots, you know, for your trees. It'll show that your leaves, when you put dark in, the dark will make it look behind, like it's farther away. So these tiny leaves are supposed to look farther away, so I can make tiny little dark dots. They don't all have to look like dots because, you know, trees look like, you know, blobs. I guess I don't think you can see me over there. Okay, so, you know, that's very general. Oops. That's for you, Diane. I'll do another one sometime, but it's a start. Take care.